Okay. Well. So we're still in some kind of school. This time we're going to be talking about how much is love worth? Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Oh, did I say Happy Valentine's Day? I didn't. Do you see that? Anyway, so
All is well?
all's well that ends well. That's Shakespeare.
Yes.
Yeah. All's well that ends well. So the atmosphere is filled with the fragrance of love. Of course, it's the season of love, and happy Valentine to you. Do you know that one of the ways to live healthy is by loving and being loved? Yeah, that's the other part some people fail to get.
Wow.
Loving and being loved. Well, our guest will tell us more about the value of love that it brings to you as an individual when you give and when you receive, because the two of them have their way. So to talk to us about the value of love, we have Tinu Phillips, a life coach.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And on the other side, we have Aminat Bajabiamila, transformational life stylist. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I like the color hair.
What does that
Quite
mean to
unique.
start with? Transformational lifestylist.
So I pretty much just help people work through transformational stages, which is kind of like every day. Different things are happening to us, different things are being thrown at us. So as a lifestyle coach, I particularly work on transformational outputs.
I'm still lost.
Still lost?
I'm still
Okay.
lost.
Help us
Okay.
understand the transformation from love, not being loved or not loving,
Interesting.
to loving and being and receiving love.
I think this is an apt question for me. I was actually just thinking to myself about love and the perception thereof. And somehow, one of the things that I happened upon early this morning was Alicia Keys talking about what is the biggest misconception of your life. And she said, probably that I'm very happy. And I thought I can relate to that. I think a lot of people look at me and think, oh, you're so happy, you're so boisterous, energetic.
With that
in lo-
turquoise hair, I should hope so.
So you can imagine, right? But, when I think about it, I'm like, there are gaps. And I think one of the gaps that I look at and I wish I could do better with is in love. So to your point of, what is the value giving and receiving, I feel like I'm a big lover, I'm a big love giver. But then I hold back if I'm not getting it. And what is the value of that to your health? It hurts you.
Yeah.
So while you feel like, oh, they're not giving me, so I'm going to withhold, it hurts you in the long run. And sort of coming through transformational lifestyling, which is just a segment of personal development, I've just decided to hone in on actually seeing the results of transformation. It has become so glaring to me that I'm not receiving love if I don't give it. And if people are not giving me love, then maybe I don't belong in that space. And if I hold back, then I hurt myself and it doesn't feel good.
No.
And I like to feel good.
Tina?
Deep, huh?
Yes.
Real deep. If you were to cost love, what price would you put on that?
If I'm to cost love, it is actually invaluable. Love is invaluable. And when I heard of that particular subject, that the value of love, I looked at it from two perspectives. And the perspective, I'm going to shed more light on them by asking just two questions. One is, can you love without valuing the other party? The second question is, can you love without giving value? So to answer the first question, can you love without valuing the other party?
Don't you love them because you value them?
So thank you. So can you love them without valuing the other party? It is actually a bit tricky, but it is simple. You cannot. Because one thing is this, feelings can bring us together. Excuse me. Feelings can bring us together. Instinct can bring us together. Even as an employer to an employee, even as friends, feelings can bring you together. But what sustains that particular relationship is the value in it. So one thing in relationship is you have to first plant the love. When you plant the love, you see through the lens of love. And what lens of love does is that you see that particular person beyond the person's weakness. You don't see their weaknesses as weakness. You see them You see the weaknesses as areas of improvement. And that helps you to be able to accommodate the weaknesses.
So, can you describe love, therefore, as rose-tinted glasses?
So now that's funny. But I totally agree. The other side to it, what Love Lens helps you to achieve is it helps you also not just to see the areas of improvement, but also the value the person brings to the table. And that helps you to be able to sustain the relationship. That's for the first question. The second question is, can you love without giving value? That is a no-no. There is no two sides to it. You can love without giving value. Somebody asked me yesterday, it was Vows Day yesterday, and everybody was sharing gifts and all that. I just joined in another, I started working with another employer just in January. And there was something profound that the MD did. He gave everybody in the organization gifts. So you meet your gift at your table, and then he says, Happy Valentine's Day, we really appreciate you. And that for me was profound. So I realized that love has no borders. Love has no limits. It has just one face. So to your employees, you have to show love. To your friends, you have to show love. Val is not just for lovers. You also have to show it to your parents' in-laws, to your employer. Let them know that you really value them. And if feelings bring you together, ensure that you bring value to the table. One of my members, because I have an NGO, called me yesterday to say that I'm actually not celebrating Valentine. And I said, why? He said, because I told my husband early this morning that, why didn't you wish me happy Valentine? I said, what was his response? He said, is it your birthday? And I laughed it out. I said, okay, so what did you then do? Did you send gift to his office? Or if that is your love language, did you send anything to him to teach him how you want him to treat you? And her response was, I did last year. He didn't reciprocate this year, so I quit. I said, so where is the place for patience in love? Even the Quran, the Bible, everybody knows that love is patient. We all have different backgrounds. And it is very important that if I'm teaching you my love language, I should be patient for you to get on the same page with me. So it differs, but one thing is, love is one very beautiful thing that the world has to offer. Okay. And we must offer it to get it.
Aminat, yes, you talked about when you're giving love and you're not getting it back, there's a tendency to want to hold back. Before you came, we were learning about social studies, about Nigeria, loving our country. And someone tweeted, it says, the country's sick, so there's a tendency for you not to get back what you're giving back to the country. Why would you want to give to your country when the country is not giving back to you? Take that to a human being and the love thing and health. How do we change?
I think it's just incumbent upon us to keep giving love. Because, first of all, you want to make sure that you stay healthy. And from what I've said, when you withhold, especially when you feel it,
so it's a matter of self-preservation,
right?
isn't it?
It's self-preservation. It starts with loving yourself, loving your country. I happen to be from like a really patriotic family, even from birth. And then I've married into one where it's, a lot of people in like national loving and development. So I know that there's all sorts of problems. Well, national loving, right, and development. I know there's a plethora of problems. And I mean, I think one of the first things is to accept it. Just 2 weeks ago, I was at a live show with Oprah's Vision 2020 Wellness Tour. And she said, what stress is wanting the situation to be what it's not. And it's where we start to not know or learn love anymore. Because you want the country to be a certain way. You want it to look a certain way. You want it to feel a certain way. You want it to operate and give to you in a certain way. It's not, right? Accept what it is. And then begin to say to yourself, what, in fact, does it have to offer me? But more so, what do I have to offer it? What can I give back to the country that the more I give it, if the next person beside me is giving it, and my children are giving it, and my family is giving it, and my community is giving it, maybe I'm going to live in the kind of country that I actually want to be a part of. So I hear people when they say the country's sick. I hear people when they say they're discouraged. I empathize with everybody, including myself. I have my pain moments too in the country, but we can't let what doesn't work stop us from giving what we can give to keep adding to the value of making
Someone
it work.
defined love as a verb.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about that.
Okay. So love itself is an action word. It requires you doing.
Like they say in primary school, it's a doing word.
Yes, it is a doing word. It requires you to do something. So you can't claim that you love me without showing it, without acting it.
Is it just showing it? Is it by giving you gifts?
No. So we all have different love languages.
Different
Some people-
ways.
leave the love language first. Just tell me.
There are different ways.
I speak
So
my
for-
language.
so-
I speak my language. See, I speak English. I speak Efik. I speak Igbo. I speak Yoruba. I speak
Yes.
Hausa, as a case may be.
Okay.
So some people might not understand
And
that
the
love, that the language
so for
thing. So
some
let's.
people, it requires gifts. If yours is to see gifts on your birthdays at different points in time in your life, that is your language. For some people, it is maybe their partner standing up to responsibilities. I know of a woman I interviewed recently, and she told me that for me, Val is my husband taking care of my kids, loving my kids, paying their school fees on time, and so that is for her. Probably she wouldn't mind if no gift appears on Val's Day. But for some people, it is they want to see the gift. So it is important that their partner also come up to that page. But love itself is simple. It is just you appreciating the other party and also adding value to the person's life. So whatever
Full
we really
stop.
want in love.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Healing,
An aggregate.
love, and
You feel the
healing.
same way?
I feel like love is absolutely an aggregate of all the things we do to self and for one another over a period of time. So it's not a one moment thing. It's
No,
not a
no.
in a moment feeling. It's how I know I feel over time based on the things that are done to me and that I do back. I mean, we all know the
for you.
saying, I may not know what you said or what you did, when, but I remember how you made me feel. And so love over time is just that feeling that you know you get when a certain person comes to mind or, is on the subject. And to the point of receiving gifts, and I hope my husband isn't watching, I don't necessarily need to receive gifts, but I need to see you doing stuff. I need you to be there when I need you. I need you to attend my functions, support me.
So just
hold my
knowing
hands.
that he cares.
Yes,
We're out of
Cares.
time. We're out of time, but I need to ask this question.
Okay.
Director, please, you need to answer this question. And I think, that you have to. No one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin or his background or her background or religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. That's according to, he's quoting Mandela there. Do you agree?
Absolutely, 1,000,000%. I said it. I mean, you feel love and you want to hold back, you almost feel pain because it's not natural to hold back love, right? So 9 out of 10 times, look at babies. They see their parents, they see strangers, they see things they like and enjoy. Their faces light up. It's not a natural thing to see good and see other people of the world and hold back and pretend. We learn that, and we learn that from the environment or the people around us.
Thank you so much. I'm afraid we have to go.
Thank you very much.
Time flies when we're having fun.
Thank you so
Sinu
much for
Phillips,
having
life
us.
coach, Amina Gbajabiamila, transformational lifestylist. Thank you both for sharing this few moments with us.
Good to be here.
We love you. You go ahead. Love your neighbor. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.